Erik, Nick Chubb, does he fit with the Cleveland Browns anymore? Browns go into the NFL draft, take 2 running backs. They still have Jerome Ford. Then they restructure Jerome Ford's contract. Fans, of course, are still clamoring and want Nick Chubb to be on this roster, myself included. I think yourself to an extent as well. But does he even really fit? Or are we just wearing our beautiful rose tinted Cleveland goggles in this moment? Tell me what you think, Ben.
It's the latter. Listen, I love Nick Chubb, and if pressed, I'd probably tell you that he's been my favorite player on the Browns for a while now. He embodies what it means to be a hardworking Clevelander. You don't hear him complain. You don't hear him say much of anything. He just goes to work. He does his thing. Here's the problem. We did draft 2 running backs this year, and the type of running back that Nick Chubb is, if he were a third down guy, a guy that could come in and catch the ball and be a specialist on third down, I would say try to sign him for a vet minimum. But all you're doing is worrying about the nostalgic good times of Nick Chubb. And I think it's time for us to move on, because unless you're signing him um, to be a guy that is gonna, I don't even know what he would do. It's clear that he's taken a step back post injury. Once again, he's had so many injuries in his career. He's not the same guy, and the shelf of a running back, the life cycle of a running back, it's not that long. So I'm just not sure what you're getting. It's like Muhammad Ali getting back in the ring for one last time. We just don't need it as Browns fans. I'm not sure it helps us. He's been incredible. Love Nick Chubb and wish him nothing but the best. But his time in Cleveland, unfortunately, is over.
So I get what you're saying because I've had the thoughts too. You don't draft Sampson and Judkins, 2 players who were, cream of the crop players in college, um, and then add another running back and then add another running back. You're muddying the waters. But I think there's something to be said here about the culture and the need for a culture in Cleveland, right? We've had so many ups and downs, whether it be the Deshaun Watson fiasco, whether it be Myles Garrett requesting a trade. Hell, Devin Bush got arrested 2 days ago. We aren't talking about that on the show, but that happened. He just re-signed with us. There is a culture aspect of this that I think matters more than the analytics and the numbers and the thought process of bringing back Nick Chubb because he's a locker room guy. He's a face of the franchise type of player, even if he's not anymore. It's like bringing back. I'm trying to think of an example. It's like bringing back Phil Dawson in a way. It just feels right.
But
Um,
he's a running back, Noah. He's not a mascot.
I
And I
know.
know that I know that's harsh, but we're not doing him or us any favors in prolonging this thing.
And that's the argument to be had too, because the Bears have shown interest in him, and he would be a featured back potentially in Chicago. And does he deserve that? He Chubb has said that he wants to finish his career in orange and brown, right? But where does that fit anymore? It's a good question. I think there's an argument both ways still, though. I think there's an argument that goes towards yes, Chubb should stay because he's a culture fit and he wants to be here, and you could still get him carries, and it takes some more load off of the younger guys for the time being. How many more years are left in the tank, really? Anyway, it makes the whole thing difficult, especially with how if it's over, his career is going to end here with the two. Well, one gruesome and then another injury on top of that the following season. Um, I don't know, man. It hurts to say yes, I agree with you, but it also doesn't in a way because I'm excited for a back like Judkins here and Sampson, who was a
Yeah.
firecracker for Tennessee. But at the same time, Nick Chubb in another jersey, especially, well, it doesn't matter as much if he goes to the NFC, in my opinion, but an AFC jersey of any kind, whether it be the Chiefs up to whoever else, I mean, Steelers, whoever you want to say, it just doesn't feel right. And I don't know, man. I think there's something to be said there still.
I think this is definitely a want versus need kind of situation. I would love to see Nick Chubb back on the sideline as a coach one day. I think he'd make a great running backs coach. I don't know if that's what he wants to do. I know obviously he wants to continue playing. The Bears could be a very good fit for him. I tend to agree as long as he's not in a Pittsburgh or Baltimore uniform. I don't really care where he ends up. Um, I'm just not buying it, especially the writing was on the wall with Jerome Ford. Had he not restructured his contract to basically half, I think there was a good chance we probably would have re-signed Chubb, but now that he did that, there's no shot.
Yeah, that's the part of it too that is kind of like, oh shit, like what are we gonna do? But does it really matter? Because then you just cut Ford and it's even less money anyway. Because I think if you were to bring back Chubb, that's the route you were going. But to give Ford some credit, him as a third down or special situation back where you're trying to hit a home run, I mean, that's what he's good at is finding a hole and then all of a sudden he's in the end zone. Um, Maybe he's pitter pattering too much behind the line of scrimmage until he gets there, which is what pissed off
Right.
a lot of Browns fans with his game. But he's the definition of a home run hitter. He's batting 200 and he's got 40 home runs. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's gonna go down, Chubb, I mean, as one of the greatest Cleveland Browns players, maybe. I don't want to say of all time, but much love, certainly. And we'll always have those years. Those aren't going away. We can remember them fondly, but this Cleveland Browns roster, I think it's time to get excited about some of these new guys and the opportunity that they represent.
I agree. I think it goes both ways in my mind, where I'm excited, but I also want to bring him back for the fact that he wants to retire here. But I also
Yeah.
want to see him be able to do good things. And I don't know if there's a spot for him here to do those good things because we've invested a lot into the position now. You don't take 2 draft picks out of a non, you know, important position fondly. Non important is not the word I'm looking for, but non premium. Uh, two picks at quarterback makes sense. 2 picks at edge. 2 picks on the offensive line makes sense sometimes even.
Right.
2 picks at running back, it muddies the waters for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong.
So you got to predict it right now. You say Chubb's time in Cleveland's over. You think he's a Chicago Bear?
If I had to make a prediction, yeah, I think it's over. You?
I'm maybe it's the negativity of the Cavs game yesterday because now I'd be like, no, we're bringing him back normally and he's gonna fill into whatever role we want because that's the type of guy Nick Chubb is. No, I think I'm with you. I think the rumors of Chicago heating up and the fact that he's a free agent and we have no pull over him to be like, oh, well, you should just stay with us because we have XYZ tag or whatever. No, he's a true free agent. He's going to pick the best situation for him to make money. And he's going to get a short term incentive based contract wherever he goes. And he's got way more of a chance to hit those incentives and play football on one team versus the other. Will it be the Bears? Will it be us? It remains to be seen. But it's just crazy. If you would have told the Browns fan this 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even when the Deshaun Watson trade happened, Chubb would be gone. Miles would have requested a trade. You could really frame the last offseason in the most horrific way possible. And a normal Browns fan would probably scoff at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, I'm actually taking everything from a positive light. I know you said it's the negativity, but I'm excited about this roster now and what they can show. I think it was Sports Illustrated already had them as getting the number one pick next year, thus having the worst record. And that seems crazy to me. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't see that at all.
See, that remains to be seen. And that's a good tee off to maybe something we'll be talking about on the Wednesday show, which is our thoughts about the Browns prior to rookie minicamp.